Now, before we even jump into Apex, let's understand what programming really is. In non-technical terms, programming is nothing but writing the solution to a problem, a step-by-step solution to a problem. That's about it. But in more technical terms, programming is writing a set of instructions to perform single or multiple tasks. Now, programming is all about solving problems, right? And as I record this course, it's roughly 2 a.m. and I'm tired. Now, one might drink coffee, one might make some tea, one might have some energy shots. Heck, one might even take a power nap at this point. So you see, we have a single problem that you're tired, and the solutions to that are near infinite. And it's the same with programming. You have a problem and the solutions to it could be extremely different from what you write and versus what I write. Now, efficiency of that solution is a different thing. Let's focus on the base concepts right now. Because in programming, it's more about being efficient. So let's think of it this way. It's 2 a.m. I am tired and I love coffee. And throughout this course, I'll be talking a lot about coffee making. So the problem is I'm tired and I need energy to stay awake. And the solution is I'm going to make some coffee. So we have already completed the first step of programming. And that is to identify the problem. Now, this is more important than you think because a lot of times you just sit down and you have no idea what you're doing. You have to be extremely clear about what you're trying to solve. So the first thing is to clearly identify the problem. And for us at this point is that we're tired. Great. Now, the second thing that I really love to do when I'm programming is I love to make a flowchart. And this is what I call the solution flowchart. Now, this is the step-by-step process, extremely detailed flowchart of how my solution is going to work. Now, this helps me iterate over the logic and see if the problem is being solved as efficiently as it possibly can be. And I highly recommend when you're starting out as a programmer, you make these flowcharts. Now, making this flowchart is extremely simple. For me, my coffee making process looks something like this. We use the coffee object, just so we know that we're working on making a coffee. We gather our cups and ingredients and other tools. We measure our ingredients. Now we start working with these ingredients, like adding in the coffee, boiling our water, and processing things. And then at the end of it, we have a final result. So if you really look at this again, it's an extremely step-by-step, detailed flowchart of how we're going to make coffee. And now the final step, the third step, is to actually write the code. Now let's work with some pseudocode. Now pseudocode is more coding-like structure, where we use plain English to put down our logic. So first, like the flowchart says, we gather our materials. Then we process our stuff. We put them on a table and we boil the water. And we wait for timers to be done. And we brew our coffee. And at the end, we drink our coffee. So you see, this is how you would program coffee making. Now it might not make sense about why did we talk about coffee making so much. But as you progress further on in the course, you would realize that this very simple process of making coffee is actually helping you out a lot in terms of what programming really is. Because let's face it, as beginners, it's extremely difficult at times to understand so much code. It's intimidating. But to have something to compare this really intimidating thing to makes the whole process of learning programming really easy.